Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode 9. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to hit the like button, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Come on, y'all. Now, I'm looking at these numbers and they ain't matching, the comment and the subscribing. So let's get into it if we're going to get into it. It's time for you to put a ring on it. Child, when the episode first opens up, Shorty and her man in their vibrant matching turtlenecks, they're still talking about Shorty's respect level for him. She ain't got now, okay? Anyway, they're talking around in circles, honey. I really don't care about what's going on with them because it's some foolery. So let's move on. Moving forward. So Dr. Nicole tells them that there will be no first dates. Everyone will go on repeat dates. You can go on a repeat date with your last date or you can bring someone back. So then she asked Alfonso. And, at first he thought about it for a minute and he said he was going to bring back the beautiful vixen that is Tanisha. Baby, look here. As he said that, Shay was looking at him upside his head. She was like, not you gonna bring her back. Oh, yes, ma'am. Her and her booty shorts, honey, gonna bring her right on back. Soon as he said that, Shay started piping up. Oh, you must like her. Oh, okay. I think he does, child. She is his temptation. She has a sexiness about her. She's a little bit flirtatious. She has that vibe, and I think he likes that. I mean, she wants to divide and conquer, if you ask me. So then Shay decides that she wants to go out on another date with Azar. Child, not the man that was on the Street Fighter date with you and Chun-Li. Girl, what? Child, I'm not about to play with this season. Oh, I can't wait for this season to be over, child. Not you finna go back out with Azar. Honey, if I were him, I would politely decline. Do y'all hear me? So she was like, we just had a vibe. We had good conversation. Girl, that good conversation lasted all of 10 minutes. But let's see, honey. Let's see if he gonna show up, child. Maybe take two will be a little bit better. So Charlena chose Slowdale Beckham, honey. She gonna go back out with him again. I have no idea why. She was like, I just want to talk to him. Girl. So Otis chose to go out with Shay, not to be confused with She by Shay. This is the Shay over here on OWN, not the Shay over there on Bravo. And this is the thing. When he said he wanted to bring back Shay, I was like, who is Shay? When I tell y'all, Otis' dates are so forgettable, and not because of them, but because of him. He has the personality of a pet rock. It's giving wet blanket. It's giving very much wet blanket, child. So Mr. Louisiana chose Asia, honey, being petty, bringing that girl's co-worker back and whatnot. And Shorty chose Tavi and his neck tattoo. And baby, she couldn't wait to say that, okay? She was like, I don't have a catalog, but I would like to go out with Tavi again. And girl gone. But to me, y'all, I do not feel like Dr. Nicole is really diving in like she has in the past seasons, because these couples need some help, honey, psychological and otherwise. In the next scene, Shorty is on the couch and her man comes in, child, talking about their issues. And she was like, everything I say to you, it triggers you. So he said, you go watch how you talk to me. He said that he doesn't have that energy for her. The way that she speaks to him is not the way that he speaks to her. I doubt that that's true. Okay, his disrespect shows up in other ways. So even though you're not speaking to her the way she speaks to you, you can still be deemed disrespectful. So then he asked what he can do for her. He was like, what can I do for you? You heard me? And I don't think he said you heard me, but y'all know I like to shush it up. She said, you can stop lying and giving fake apologies. She said, he gives these apologies to shut her up, and then he's right back at it again. Honey, I've been there, child. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the baby. They apologize. They are good for like 2 weeks tops. And then as soon as that's over with, they're acting the exact same way, child. I totally relate. She said they're on 2 different pages. Honey, y'all in 2 different books. Okay, I don't even think both of you are in a book. Okay, I think he might be in an ebook and you might be in a hard copy, or you may be on an audio book and he's in a magazine. Honey, I don't know what's going on, but y'all are definitely on 2 different pages. She was like, I'm not going to create this fake sense of happiness. I'm going to go with what's real. What's real is that you want out of this relationship. So let him know and let him go. Moving forward. In the next scene, Alfonso and Tanisha, baby, they going out for drinks. Baby, she stepped out that Uber looking schnizzashed. I said, baby, hey, honey, them boots was giving the judge. If Shay was here, baby, her natural hair would freeze up. Oh, she would act a fool, child. Hurry up and get Tanisha inside. Get her inside. Child, get inside, honey. Tanisha is a problem. She is a whole problem. So she was like, yeah, I haven't really been thinking about him. This is what she's saying in her confessional. And, I just like to be around him. Like, our vibe is right. So they get into the restaurant and they sit down, right? And baby, she's smiling and he's smiling, showing them pearly whites. I was like, now I can see the back of your mouth. Okay. Baby, she flirting. And you know what? I can actually see these two together. But Alfonso did respect boundaries. But the thing is, it's giving me, I'm afraid of my woman. And I don't feel like he's genuinely getting out of the process what he's supposed to get. Now, granted, the process is stupid as hell. But, honey, that's just my opinion. But I do feel like if those cameras were not there, child, please, it would be a whole nother story. So she starts asking him what he's learned in therapy. And she said, you know what? You are a great guy. And child, what she say that for, honey? He just grinning. She was like, all this temptation in front of you. And again, Shay would pass out if she saw this date. And they matching too? Oh, no, ma'am. In the next scene, Shorty's man goes out with MEASHAIMO. I really feel like he's trying to be petty and make her jealous. But baby, she could care less. She don't give a damn. Please go with somebody. Honey, she don't care. So MEASHAIMO was like, I've really been thinking about him. And it's just something really mysterious about him. Girl, he don't open his eyes up. Ain't nothing mysterious about him. Child, not even mysterious. Oh, honey, he does give me boogeyman, honey. We all know ghosts are very mysterious. So anyway, she said that she's surprised that she got a second date because she actually knows Shorty. So they have some small talk and they have a few drinks and she feels like the chemistry is there and she can't wait to see where it goes. Well, honey, I'm going to tell you this. Make sure your phone has face recognition. Moving forward. So they both feel like they're vibing and whatnot, and he's sitting there grinning, they holding hands, sitting real close, thigh to thigh. Child, we shall see. In the next scene, Otis and Shay, they go out again. Shay, you look very nice in this blue. He said that he didn't feel like he gave it a fair shot when they went out the first time. And I think the two of them actually look nice together. So they're going wine tasting, and child, he's swigging that wine around in that glass. I'm like, boy, you don't know what you're doing. Child, we gonna get somewhere and swiggle that glass around with that wine in it and sniff it if we don't do nothing else. Child, as long as this tastes good, I'm all in. So they start having a little bit of banter and she's trying to get to know him a little better, right? So she's asking him what he likes to do for fun. She's like, do you travel? He said, yeah, I travel. And she was like, okay, give me your top place that you've ever traveled. And he said, Monaco. And she was like, oh, okay. And as I'm sitting here watching this date, I'm like, Otis is such a snooze fest. When the season first started, he bragged about his dating skills. But now that I'm looking at the date Charlena going out on, honey, and she's it doesn't take much. So I really feel like if you're gauging it on the amount of enjoyment Charlena was getting, it's not really saying much, honey, because child, if Slowdale can excite her, honey, anybody can. Across town, Charlena meets up with Slowdale, and baby, he's undressing her with his eyes, licking his lips. Ugh. All he wants is the sex. Charlena, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I don't trust Chris. I don't trust him. Okay. So she said, going out with him gives her a chance to clear up the weak comment that he made. Charlena, girl, what is happening? Why not just go out with the politician? Why are you over here with Chris just to ask him if he really meant that you were weak or not? Who cares what he thinks? We all know Otis says things to get under your skin. Child, I know that, and I'm not even in your relationship. So they have a drink and they make a toast, right? And he's asking her about what her family thinks about her going through this process. And she was like, they think I'm crazy. Honey, as they should. So then Charlena was like, is it easy for you to get women? Like, do they just throw themselves at you? Well, Charlena, according to Love Match Atlanta, the ratio of women to men in Atlanta is 10-1. So I don't think so. Okay. I don't think it's hard for him at all, honey. It's very easy. He said, when I put my mind to it, I feel like it's easy. Child, he wants somebody else to be easy and not in the way that you think. Catch it. So then he asked her, what about her relationship makes her want to talk to him and hear what he has to say? And she was like, I was just very intrigued by your stories. I just want to hear more. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm saving them for a third date. He is worse than those TikTok story times. Like and follow for part 2. Sir, we don't have time for that. Tell the woman the story so she can go on about her business. Honestly, what he has to say isn't all that interesting, honey. Moving forward. Back with Otis and Shay, they're talking about how Charlena is taking him dating. She was like, how is she taking it? And he said, well, she knows it's a process. We both do. And she was like, oh, okay, so are you the same way, or do you get all like, Rrr? He said, no, as long as her dates respect her and they're treating her well, I'm okay with it. Boy, quit lying. Anyway, I noticed this. He has not asked her one question about herself. Not one. I don't know if it was edited out. I don't know if he's just not interested. Honey, I don't know what is happening, but he has not asked her anything about herself. It seems like he relies on his good looks to get by. Child, this is just a mess, honey. Don't you want to know anything about her? Like anything? Back over with Chris and Charlena, she is asking him what he meant when he said that he could take her from Otis because Otis thought that it meant that she was weak, and he thought she was weak. He said, of course he gonna say that. He don't want you to go on another date with me. Now, I think that was part of it, but these two act like they don't care about each other sometimes. Like, they act like they don't even like each other. Half the time, I'm just confused as to how they're still sticking in there. I really am. It's just so much going on with this season. Like, Shay cares a little bit too much. Charlena, it depends on the day. And Shorty just planning an escape route. Child, this is a fool. So Charlena said, his response was what I really needed to hear. This is what she's saying in her confessional. She was like, but I don't need a man to tell me that I'm not weak. I know. Well, girl, then why did you ask him? Of course he's going to say, no, I don't think you're weak. You think he's going to tell you, yeah, I think you're weak. I think I could take you from your man. Come on, Charlene and I. Girl, gone. So she said that their date was fun and she would consider another. No comment. In the next scene, Shorty and her boyfriend at this point, y'all, they are out on a 4th date. Production, get it together. Honey, I'm speaking directly to y'all. These scenes are terribly edited. So they sit down, right? And I don't know if y'all noticed that. And they got their food. Then 2 seconds later, he starts to talk to Shorty and the food is gone. They already said this show is a little bit fake, honey. It's given a little bit scripted at this point. So I'm going to need y'all to get it together or leave it alone. So Tavi asked Shorty if she feels like, there are things that she can work on or that she's learned during the process. And she said, yeah, as much respect as I want, I really haven't been giving him the same respect. So then he asked her if she feel like she's leveled up. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. Shout out to Sierra. I'm sorry, y'all, I had to do it. I had to do it. Baby, Tavi asking all these questions. He is conducting a relationship interview. Do you hear me? He's like, let me know your flaws, honey, because ain't nobody perfect. So I just need to know if you're going to act a fool when I get with you. So she said in her confessional, she was like, you know what? Going out with Tavi has shown me that wanting to control people and putting expectations on them has led her to where she is now. And she says she needs to let people be who they are and then just gravitate to the person she vibes with instead of picking a person and trying to mold them into her perfect person. So then Tavi was like, oh, yeah, okay, well, I'm glad you're getting something out of the process, but like, where do I fit in with this? Like, what's going on and how long are you going to just go through with this? So she's telling him that that's been her biggest thing because she doesn't know, like, when is enough enough. Enough was enough when you said he was waiting outside after you got off work to follow you to your new address. But honey, maybe that's just me. So he asked her how he fit into it, right? And she said, I just want to focus on me. Just for the rest of the process, I want to focus on me because, he's doing what he needs to do to try to change. But if I don't change, then at the end, I'm still going to be blaming him. What are y'all going to do, honey? Every other episode, you're in, then you're out. You're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. What do you want? Girl, I ain't got time for y'all. Shorty said after all the ups and downs, she just wants to choose her. So Tavi is like, well, I'm not sad about it. I'm happy. You know what you want. Of course you are. I don't think he saw Shorty as anything other than a friend. Child, he happy she broke it off with him, honey. Quiet as it's kept. But he did say in the confessional that he feels like he got set up to be let down. But honey, I ain't buying it. Moving forward. Shay and Azar go for their date, and she's nervous that he won't show up after that last date. Honey, I don't know I would be. But he actually did show up. He got straight into it. So they sit down. He's like, I'm a little bit confused. Honey, we all are. So she's like, you know what? I owe you an apology. So she apologized for her actions. And she was like, I'm just really thankful for you trying to step in and help the situation. Baby, Azar got 3 dates out of this situation. He got a date with Shay. Well, a semi-half date with Shay. He got a date with the Detroit baddie. Then he went back on another date with Shay. All right, Azar, honey, you're going to be seen if you don't do nothing else. So they go to a candle store. I think that's where they were. And she asked what scent he would choose for her. And he said, I would choose lavender. Now, she had on a purple shirt. And she said, is that because of my shirt? He said, no, because lavender keeps you calm and you need to stay calm. I thought that was so funny. I said, ooh, child, not the shade, honey. But touche, Azar, touche. So they're making these scents. And he asked if she was willing to step out. She was like, outside of my relationship? Azar, allow me to answer for Shay. No. Okay? She's not stepping outside of her relationship. Shay ain't leaving that man or the perks of being with that man. So don't ask again, honey. She feels how she feels and she ain't changing it. If the family vacation and him handing out stimulus checks to random women didn't cause her to leave, she ain't going. Moving forward. So then she's like, I'm happy, but I'm not happy with certain things. Shay, just save it, child. You ain't going nowhere. She says she hopes that it works out, but if not, the next guy will get a jewel. Now, I have to say, honey, we have to think of ourselves as a prize. So I do appreciate that you're looking at the silver lining in the situation should the two of you not work out. So Shay said if her and Alfonso don't work out, that she's going to focus on herself, but Azar would be a really good partner. Can we just get to the finale? Everybody is, I'm confusion. Let's just get to the finale. In the next scene, the couples meet with Dr. Nicole and she asked about the dates. So she asked Alfonso first and he was like, it was cool. I mean, it was fun. Dr. Nicole, y'all need to have Alfonso write in his response, kind of like a voting ballot, because Shay is breathing a hole in the side of his head, honey. And y'all know he ain't going to tell the truth, honey. He's afraid. Whatever y'all need to ask Alfonso, he needs to send it in a text, honey, from a burner phone, a flip burner phone. Because child Shay is not going to let this man say the real. I know he wants to say more. So Dr. Nicole asked what he learned about himself. He said, that I could fight temptation. Oh, shout out to Beyonce. Y'all remember the movie Fighting Temptations? That used to be my movie. But anywho, that's just a side note. So Shay was like, I'm really proud of him. Now, I can see a little bit of growth in Shay, though. I'm just giving her a hard time. But I do feel like she's growing. Throughout the process, she's matured a little bit. Because, honey, in the past, I don't think Tanisha would have made it past the threshold. So I think she's doing a little bit better. So then she asked Shay. And she said it was a good date. But if they don't work out, that she's going to work on herself instead of like doing what feels good at the moment and just jumping in something just to be in something. So then on to Shorty, and she fills Dr. Nicole in on her date and how Tavi asked what they were doing because, they've been on 4 dates. And she said she told him that she wanted to work it out with Mr. Turtleneck and she's not ready to jump ship. Okay, what? I could have sworn she said she wanted to work on herself. Does that mean I want to work on my relationship? Child, I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. She said she's not hopeful, but she's not ready to give up. Okay. So then Dr. Nicole asked her person if he was happy that he went on another date. And he said he was happy. She was nice. She made him feel like, he was wanted. She really made him, feel good. And he almost had to put himself in a spot to just be like he's not even in a relationship. So then in a confessional, he's like, yeah, I wanted that to hurt her. I said it to hurt her. Well, duh. Okay. And Asia, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Don't get used. Okay. Because he is trying to upset the person that he's with. It has nothing to do with you. And you are a beautiful woman. And I'm sure you can find someone that is genuinely interested. But you're a pawn in this little game that him and Shorty are playing. Moving on to Otis. He said that the energy was good with his date and it was a good time. And he said this time he was more open to it. Child, open to the date, but still sleepy. Child. So Charlena said her date with Chris was good and he's very sure of himself and she likes that. So Dr. Nicole asked what she learned about herself and she tells the group what Slowdale said about her not being weak. Honey, here go Otis. Oh, yeah, nice cleanup. Otis, please don't start, child. Let Charlena make it. I don't know what she likes about Chris, but he ain't it. Okay, he is not it. So Dr. Nicole tells them that this week will be their final dates. They can go on another date or they can focus on their relationship. So she asked Alfonso first. He said, no, I'll work on us. And Shay gonna say, you sure? Temptation. Don't tempt yourself. Then she gonna look at him and say, I'm just playing. Girl, no, you're not. Okay? You ain't playing. You are not playing. She just could not resist. Shay, you're doing good. Don't take no steps back, honey. Just stay right where you are. Shay also said no to another date, honey, as I knew she would. Shorty said no to another date because she wants to concentrate on whatever this is she has. And Charlena said yes, she would like to have a closure date. Otis in the confessional is like, what do you need to close? Now, normally I don't agree with old Otis, but Otis, I am confusion as well. Charlena, what are you closing? I know something you don't need to open, honey. If you know, you know. But I guess you must want to hear the rest of those stories. Girl, anyway. This is crazy. I hate to agree with Otis, but I agree with him. So in true tit for tat fashion, because you know how him and Charlena like to do, he said, you know what? Sheree is giving another date. Sheree, please call in sick, honey. Do not allow Otis to sit in another room with you and bore you and not ask you a thing about yourself, honey. That's another person who's trying to use you to get back at the person that he's with. And that was the end of the episode. So next episode is the finale. Child, these women are trying on wedding dresses. This is just crazy looking. I don't even understand why you're trying on a wedding dress. Should not none of y'all be anywhere near a bridal shop, or you probably would turn into a puff of smoke. I'm completely confused as to what's happening, and I'm pretty sure that all three will put a ring on it. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what y'all thought about this episode. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.